Suresh used to go to Nagmahashaya's place in the evening, and there, almost every day, they would have heated discussions, but neither was able to win the other over to his religious belief. It is strange how these two persons of opposed natures felt attracted to each other, but ever since their first acquaintance they became lifelong friends, and whenever they met each other they used to have conversations on religious subjects only. Suresh would often take Nagmahashaya to the Navavidhan Samaj founded by Keshav Chandra Sen. Though Nagmahashaya highly appreciated the preaching of Keshav, he did not like the manners of the Samaj. Nagmahashaya read with great zeal the Chaitanya Charit, Rup Sanatan, and the lives of Mohammedan saints, all published by the Brahmo Samaj. With great feeling he would sing the song, "Make me mad in thy love, O Mother," of the Navavidhan Samaj, although he had not the gift of a musical voice. From the very beginning of their acquaintance, Suresh found in Nagmahashaya a man of spotless character. From his boyhood he was religious, and he observed to the last day of his life all the social customs and usages prevailing among his people. It is said that in his boyhood he was particularly impressed by the translation of the Persian book named Hatim Tai. Yet his faith and devotion to the Lord never waned. Once a few friends of Nagmahashaya, having studied some atheistic literature, began to preach atheism and sometimes argued with Nagmahashaya. Nagmahashaya, even though vanquished in arguments, would firmly assert, "I have not the least shadow of a doubt about the existence of God." Later in his life, he often said, "What is the use of reasoning about an entity which you know already to exist? God is self-effulgent like the sun." From about this time, Nagmahashaya began to lose all interest in medical science and instead commenced a study of religious books. But on account of his father's importunities, he could not sever his connection with Dr. Bhaduri all at once. Nagmahashaya did not know Sanskrit. Consequently, he carefully read the Bengali translations of the Puranas, the Tantras, and the like. If he chanced to meet a Pandit, he would eagerly entreat himself to explain the true meaning of the Shastras. He used to take his daily bath in the Ganges and regularly observed the rites of Ekadashi. Every day at nightfall he used to go to the neighboring cremation ground, Kashi Mitra's burning ghat, for a walk. He would sit there alone, wrapped in deep thought till late in the night. At dead of night, the dying fires in the pyres with burnt corpses glowed, while the Ganga flowed on nearby, mingling her murmuring sound with the rustling music of a solitary peepal tree, humming a melodious but pathetic song of life and death. No language could express it, but it irresistibly touched the human soul. Nagmahashaya would sit there for hours and think Vanity, vanity, all is vanity. God alone is the truth. Unless He is realized, life is verity a burden. How shall I realize Him? Who would show me the way? Sometimes fakirs, sannyasins and sadhakas came to that burning heart. With a longing heart, Nagmahashaya would ask them those questions, but no one could give him any clear answer. He found that most of them were in quest of siddhi. Their aim was not the attainment of pure love for God. Once he met a tantric sadhaka who, when he was questioned about Vamachara sadhana, began to narrate some horribly uncouth practices. On hearing him, Nagmahashaya said, "You will have yet to gather more experience. You have not understood the tantras in the least." His experience of these types of men, instead of creating faith in religion, sometimes raised doubts in his mind. Only an old Brahmin who practiced sadhana in that cremation ground and was an initiated tantric sannyasin evoked his respect. He had no sectarian views. He was liberal and had great insight, although as an initiate he took karana regularly. He explained to Nagmahashaya the profound significance of tantric practices in mysteries of Shatachakra very clearly and elaborately. Nagmahashaya expressed his desire to practice sadhana according to the principles of the tantras, whereupon the old Brahmin blessed him and gave him hopes, saying that the mother would soon fulfill his desire. Nagmahashaya used to say of him that Brahmin had advanced much on the way to realization. He was quite conscious to the last moment and breathed his last on the bank of the Ganges.